And we are live. Hey everyone, my name is Prince, and welcome back to another stream on the craft. Oh god, why that? I wondered why I couldn't hear my mic very well. I was just like, because I can usually hear. Oh god, it's so hot. It's so hot already. I'm not even started streaming. Oh, I gotta. Give me a sec, I gotta adjust my fan because it's going back and forth like that at the minute. I need it constantly on me. Ugh. Oh god. Ugh. Is that on me? Oh, there we go. It has not been 10 seconds of this stream. Well, it has, but, and I already just want to fucking stream naked. This is horrible. Ugh. You know, I love my job, I really do, but sometimes it's not, it has its downsides, I will be honest. Right, so we're back once again. We left off, last stream up here because we were listening to Cat and Other Side because, and Pigstep because it was, the 50th stream. If you missed that, I'd recommend going back and watching it, because it was very funny. I had a voice changer on for the whole stream. I did lots of really terrible impressions, and it was very funny. I had a rant about Doctor Who when my whole voice had vibrato on. It was very funny. Hey, Quartz. Yeah, well, YouTube probably wouldn't be very happy about it. I tell you what, if I had the money, I'd commission someone to make me a VTuber avatar, and during the summer, I'd just use that. I wouldn't use my face cam. Anyway. Hey, Fitz. So, I don't know what we're gonna do today. First off, I'm gonna... Oh yeah, we made a new friend! Donald! Yes. But yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna start by going and putting the music discs away, though. Excuse me. Look at our beautiful collection. Which ones are we actually, missing? Let me have a look. God damn it. I'm not going down the route of that because I think that's just not really something I'd prefer to talk about on the stream, because it gets into some, you know, sensitive topics. Hey, Marathon. Right, Minecraft music discs. I want to see which ones I'm missing. Discs, right. Right. 13 I've got, Cat I've got, Blocks I've got, Chirp I do not have. Far I've got. Maul I've got. Melahai I've got. Stall. Or Stal. Strad I've got. Ward I've got. 11 I do not have. Weight I've got. Other Side I've got. 5 I don't have. Have Pigstep. I don't have Relic. Okay, so we're not actually missing, we're not actually missing that many. Yeah, of course. In fairness, it was actually named after Donald Trump because the voice changer that I was using last week had a really good Donald Trump voice changer. Right, so 5 is from the disk fragments in ancient cities. Chest loot. Mob loot. Random music disc. So it's relic. I don't have relic. The only 2 that don't drop from creepers are 5 and relic. Those are the only 2 I don't have that I can't get just like that. So I am seemingly... Yeah, which ones am I missing? Chirp. Is it just Chirp and 11? Is that it? Yeah, Chirp and 11. So we're looking for a red-centered one and the broken one. That's 11. Right. That's cool, though, that we've pretty much... We've got most of them. Oh yeah, and we upgraded Seagull to Netherite, last week as well. That was good. And we went around giving name tags to things as well, that didn't have them. And we, sorted out the organization of, stuff, made it all fancy and nice and stuff. So that was nice. We did some good stuff last week. On mate. Now, we're completely out of stuff to make netherite, so doing some netherite farming might not be the worst idea, because I think the next thing to start working towards would probably be fighting the Wither. And I've said that I don't want to fight the Wither until I've got full netherite, so maybe that'll be something that we ought to look into. Or maybe I ought to actually, you know, get on to building the castle. I keep putting it off. I'm also trying to think about what to do about this. Hey Abraham, how you doing? Oh god. Ew. It is... Wait, I hate summer. Oh. So that has very little coal in it. Did I put some in here? I did. Let's do that real quick. It's getting to the point now where, some needs to go in here, though. It's getting to the point now where all of these are pretty much stocked up. Which is very good, obviously. No, I'll do the... I need to have the least. Nice. Pardon me. I need to go away. one off, really? Damn. Oh no, yeah, I haven't finished Alpha 5, no. I'd say, it's probably over halfway through. I'd say it's like, 3/5 of the way through, maybe. Maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less, actually. But I'd say it's around halfway done. Yeah. You know what? Let's go out and see if we can't, I'm gonna grab some cobblestone first, though. Let's see if we can't get some of those missing music discs. Always take cobblestone with me. Always need to, because creepers love blowing holes in my desert. That sounds almost like a euphemism, but it's not. It's completely literal. This was clearly a creeper hole as well. Still need to make a bridge. There's Fred Bob over there. And a lot of his friends, seemingly. I really miss Optifine Zoom right now. It wasn't even worth, like, I haven't seen basically anything that has been worth upgrading, to 1.21 thus far. I think I would have rather just stayed in, 1.20.2 or whatever I was in, and still have Optifine. Let me do a bit of environmental fixing. Good enough. Do I see a spider jockey over there with an enchanted bow? Ow. Yes, I do, right. There's a couple of creepers out. There was a couple of creepers over here! Hello, sir. Come over here. I'm gonna try and get you killed. Mr. Spider Jockey. Come over here, sir. Oh, this... Oh! 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 Bloody Nora. Stop blowing holes in my desert! Fuck. Alright, you. Fucking figures. When I want there to be creepers, there aren't any. And then I turn my back and then there's 10 of them. Ugh. Oh. Oh, God. Fucking tearing apart my desert. Ugh! Oh, but that is a good improvement in block breaking speed. We like that. Better. How do I think of the stories? It appears Fred Bob has a friend. I definitely don't have them, I have it planned out all the way through now. I didn't back then. Because, like I've discussed in the past, Arthur 5 came from one single scene. Like, I built it off of one scene and then just built everything around that scene. Don't... You were nowhere near me, you piece of shit! Ow. 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 Ow! Right. Ow! You, sir! Come over here. And you, sir. I've forgotten how difficult this is. I need to, like, get them closer together. Oh, this is really irritating. Did you guys see that? That arrow went through that... Oh, for the love of fuck. Oi! Don't shoot. Don't shoot, Fred Bob. It was probably his friend that he shot, in fairness. Level 55. Lovely. Right, let's kill you. Let me injure you just a bit, and then shoot at me. Shoot! Oh, you piece of shit. No, you can fuck off as well. Oi! Pisshead! Can you pay attention? Ow. Oh my god, how is he not dead yet? Oh, how did you miss? I guarantee you this one's just going to drop a disc that I've already got. Yep. Oh well. Fuck you. You're a shit shot. Is Mulder able to corrupt a victim? Like, deform and mutate a body? I wouldn't say deform and mutate, but as for, corrupting them, you'll have to wait and see about that. Hey, Darwin. There we go. I thought I brought plenty of cobblestone. Turns out I didn't bring enough. Although I didn't bank on, like, fucking 5 creepers coming to fucking ambush me. Oh god. Ow. Is it raining? Yes, it is, isn't it? Can I hit you once? Okay, I can, right. I probably should be doing this. Right, come on. Shoot me. Why do creepers have such awkward amounts of health? And why a skeleton? Why do you skeletons have fucking aimbot when you're trying to hit me? But when I want you to hit a fucking creeper, you're the shittest shot in the world. Damn it, I thought that was the one we needed at first. Hello, Spodcasts. I'm going to assume you're a previous viewer that's changed your name because I do not recognize your name. God, this desert is going to be more cobblestone than fucking sands eventually. Which I think is cool, in fairness. Ah, okay. Mulder's... he can fly as well, Abraham. He can fly, he can make, the soulless, although not in great quantities during his crippled state. Should probably block all of this up as well. I'm gonna need more cobblestone. Yeah, bollocks. Ah. Yeah, I'm trying to think, Ow. Do I have a spare name tag? I'm trying to think. You know, I kind of wish that this rain was real. I thought I got rid of this. Oh, I was gonna say, why the hell is my mining speed so slow? Yeah, bad Fred. If we do have another name tag, even if we don't, I'll go grab one. Oh, it's a thunderstorm too. Do we have a spare one? No, we don't. Right. Luckily, I'm pretty sure we have, yes, a decent few emeralds. I want to get 2, and I don't think we have enough to get 2. Well, if you want to do a Molder animation, then just, like, read Arthur 5 and recreate one of the scenes with Molder in it. Because that'd be hella cool. That'd be amazing. Ah. Right. Let's go visit Bob the second. He's cowering. Hello, Bob. Ah, you see, it's 15 because we have a discount. Thank you. But if we wouldn't have had enough because I had 27 before. Oh, don't worry about it, Sheba. It's no worries. You know, you're not forced to come on these streams. I just appreciate when people do. Oh, fun me. Right. Fred Bob. Actually, give him his proper name. And I have a perfect name for his other friend, Frederick. This is how you spell Frederick, isn't it? Frederick. Yeah. Frederick Star. Or is it Star with 2 R's? No, Patrick Starr with 2 R's. Oh no, it's 3 R's. He's an American makeup artist. God, it is. It's. Would you believe that it's noon right now? I wouldn't. Yeah, Bob's not bad. He's done a lot for us, in fairness. Really wish I'd opt to find Zoom right now. I hope they're both still there. Well, Fred Bob's gonna still be there, but I'm not sure about the other one. I think he's still there. Maybe. I can't really tell. Oh god, there's a bunch of them. Ah, they are still there. It's not night anymore. Oh my god, it's not night anymore. Wait, these guys were burning before. Or is it because it changed from, like, rain to a thunderstorm? Okay. This is weird. I don't like this. It is broad daylight. Right. Fred Bob. Frederick Starr. Right in the face. Ugh. Right. Fred and Frob. I shouldn't check Discord when I'm streaming. That's all I'll say. Why is this? Oh, why? This should be cooler. This is my special bottle that keeps water cool and shit. Fred and Frob, they're gonna rob. Nice. 2 messages and one which is from a server that I never go. Yeah, I do want to... Hold on. Yeah, I do want to give... I do actually want to have a proper look at that, because you added me, and I didn't get the notification. And it wasn't me ignoring you. I'm sorry if you thought it was. I just didn't get the notification. The concept art looks really cool. I'm not sure I'm a fan of him having hair, though. It looks like he has hair. But the claws are right, I'd say. I'd say the claws look as they should. But it is very cool concept art. And your Arthur and Selenia, like, 3D models look fucking stunning. Like, I'm not even joking, they look absolutely fucking amazing. It is incredible how far you've come in quite a short amount of time, I'd say. But yeah, your shit has just gotten so fucking good. And I like the render test. Oh, it's just a distortion, right? Okay. Fair enough. But yeah, the funny thing is, I think I still think the original model you made and like the effects and everything on it was probably the best visualization I've seen of Mulder thus far. If you were to add the concept, the claws from the concept art onto that, I think it'd be perfect. As for a scene to animate, it depends on what sort of difficulty you'd want. I could probably think of oh god. You lot are really pissing me off. Piss off. Piss off. Off. Piss. Ow. Well, you put pictures, you put... actually, hold on. I probably shouldn't be doing this when it's a thunderstorm, because I'm just going to get, like, ambushed by mobs. I'm just going to go sleep through this thunderstorm, because it's going to annoy me. I thought there was a baby zombie. But yeah, you put some pictures of the old... Is it clearing up now? I think it is. That figures. Ow. Just when I go, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go sleep through the thunderstorm. Fucking figures. And now mobs are burning, right. Yeah, there was, let me, cause I was having a look at them the other day. I know it's here somewhere. What I search for? Yeah. I swear it didn't take this long to find it the last time. Where is it? Yeah, it was, and I think that's the reason why it was so good, because I don't think Mulder really is supposed to look like he's not like lanky or he's not anything. I don't think he's got like a weirdly shaped body or anything. I think he's, and it sort of has to do with, it sort of has to do with his lore a little bit, but he doesn't have any weird body proportions. He is just like the most typical humanoid shape. He's just a regular humanoid shape, really. And obviously, in, like, if that was taken into, you know, if that was taken into the Arthur and the Minimoys world, you'd have to stylize that a little bit to fit with, like, the same sort of character models as, like, Arthur and Selenia and stuff. But he doesn't have any weird proportions. He's just a dude, really. Can you stop? I'm trying to do shit here. Yeah, see, Malthazar's a weird one. He's a bit of a, cause, like, you see, like, all those, like, YouTube shorts and TikToks and stuff, where it's, like, talking about certain, really? You were literally hiding in my sugarcane? Oh, now you're fighting one another, okay. I don't care. Fun me. Well, I don't think Malthazar's proportions are anything to do with, like, stylization. I think Malthazar's proportions are more due to just his character and what has happened to his body. I don't think that's not really a style thing. Because he used to be just a regular Minimoy. He was pretty tall, though. It is, like, it was confirmed in the books that he used to be, like, really, really tall for no apparent reason. So he was just a tall Minimoy. I don't really think that has anything to do with, like, stylization. I actually think that Mulder would be a little bit shorter than Malthazar, because Malthazar is, like, proper tall. He's, like, a good, like, twice Selenia's height, and Selenia is essentially, like, an adult Minimoy, kind of. It's weird how that works. Yeah, Marathon, what I was saying, excuse me. Really? Can you not? Malthazar is very much like you see all those YouTube shorts and TikToks, like, talking about different sets of villains and stuff. Oh, Jesus. Excuse me. Different, like, sets of villains, and whether they're, like, true evil, or they're, like, broken, or they were manipulated and stuff like that. Malthazar is a broken villain. He wasn't evil. Mulder is evil. If you want to talk evil, then Mulder is evil. He is pure evil. But Malthazar is just a broken villain. Because he was broken by the I don't know what you'd say, the hardships of, the Seven Kingdoms when he went looking for water for, the Minimoys. So he's not really a villain. Oh, the scars, they're not really from Arthur, they're like all over his body. That's him, it's like, they're from him being thrown through the telescope. That doesn't have, because Arthur only managed to land one hit on him, and he pretty much immediately healed from that as well. Which goes to show how powerful he was. but the multiple, like, glass shatter marks all over him, like the cracks, they're, like, half-finished attempts, basically, of him trying to repair his own body. Like, it took him so much power not to basically die. Like, when he got launched out of the telescope, he probably just spent probably a good couple of hours just, like, wherever he landed, he was just, like, curled up in like a crater, just trying not to die. Because the telescope really fucked him up. So yeah, he was just, like, just trying not to die. He really did a number on him. Ugh. Also, behind the scenes stuff, I've been trying to get a new headset to replace this one, because a lot of you guys know that it started bugging out where it only gives me audio in one ear. That's why I'm, like, doing that every now and then. And I swear to God, no headset I've been able to find has been able to give me the same audio quality as this one. I've genuinely had to take a picture of this one and reverse image search it to find the same type of headset. I've literally ordered, and, like, the same type of headset again, because I've bought 2 different other headsets, and both of them have had not as good audio quality as this one. So I've just, like, I can't be arsed with this anymore. I'm just gonna buy the exact same one. It's not the exact same one, though, because it's blue instead of red. But yeah, it's been really fucking irritating. Bam. Bam. Oh. Also, Sheba, yeah, sorry I didn't respond to your comment straight away. You said that your school goes on for the whole year, no holidays. What country do you live in where that sort of barbaric shit happens? That's horrible. No, not that type of shape-shifting, Abraham. If you're taking that from the bit of art that Kit did, that was something different. That wasn't even the real Molder, actually. The Molder that's in that drawing, that was during the first trial. His shape-shifting is limited to changing the way his own body looks. Like, he can make himself bigger, although he himself is not actually aware that he can do this, initially. He can, like, he can generally change the way he looks. But no, he can't turn into other people. He will always, well, actually, yeah, no, he can't do that in the form that he's in right now. At least for now, he's not able to, like, turn into other people. It's a good question, Marathon. I think a fragment of the sword could hurt him. I'm pretty sure that's, like, low tier illegal, Sheba. Yeah, maybe the fragments of the sword could hurt him, but the thing is, and I did I did explain this in, I think the first chapter where Arthur spoke to Cynthia. The whole thing with the sword is that, when Arthur landed that one hit on him, Mulder was able to basically completely regenerate himself from that hit in seconds. It did hurt him, though. It's the only thing that hurt him, but he was able to heal himself. In the state, both Cynthia with the sword and Arthur with the sword, before it got broken, were unable to do proper damage to Arthur, because the way it works, is that, the reason that Cynthia was unable to kill Mulder back in the day is because the sword was at the peak of its power, but the sword's power is also, what's the word? The sword's power is also proportional to the strength of the link it has, the strength of the connection it has with the user. And it has a better connection with Arthur than it does with Cynthia, because Arthur is more pure of heart than Cynthia was, and that is a whole other thing that will eventually be talked about in Arthur 5. They did the same, Arthur with the sword before it got broken, and Cynthia with the sword when it was at its peak, did the same amount of damage to Mulder, because Cynthia had a weak connection to the, well, not a weak connection, but a weaker connection to the sword than Arthur did, but the sword was at its peak. Arthur had a strong connection to the sword, but in the hundreds of years it had been since Cynthia wielded it, the sword itself had deteriorated. So that's why reforging the sword is the way to destroy Mulder, because Arthur is going to reforge it to the same quality that it was back in the day. So reforging the sword into being at the peak of its power again, combined with him having a stronger connection to it than Cynthia did, is going to allow him to land hits on Mulder that will actually do permanent damage that he won't be able to heal like that from. So that's how it works, basically. Can he make himself look like a silhouette of Malthazar? I imagine he probably could. He could change his body to look like Malthazar's shape, but not like Malthazar himself. He will always look like darkness with eyes, basically. That will always be his form. But he can make himself look different. But I don't see any reason why he'd want to do that, and he hasn't done that. Oh, Sheba, you're funny. How is it nighttime again already? Alright, let me first off put our duplicates in here. I'll tell you what, that's not a bad idea, actually, but, if it came to that, I think Arthur might be able to pull off the whole, putting the sword pieces back together temporarily ability that he's been able to showcase, because, excuse me, yeah, a few of you, may have forgotten that, Arthur has been shown to have such a good connection with the sword that in moments of extreme peril, he is actually able to temporarily reforge the sword, put all the pieces back together, and use it as a sword. The pieces float back together and temporarily lock into place to form a sword again, but it's only temporary. He's done that. How many times has he done that? I feel I've got to try and think now. I think he's done it 3 times. He did it once when they first met Gardenia. He did it a second time in the first trial to break into Selenia's part of the trial. And I think he did it a 3rd time during the second trial when they were underwater. Marine biologist or vet. I tell you what, they're both good things to aim for, Sheba. Although the thing about the vet being a vet, the funny thing, it's not funny at all, but it was mentioned on Top Gear that like I think vets have like a decently high like suicide rate because they just go around like executing people's pets. Yeah, because Clarkson made the joke that it might have been Clarkson, I can't remember. Might have been Hammond actually, but one of them made the joke that like, by that logic, you should only be allowed to be a vet if you hate animals, because then you can just go around like executing puppies. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, be a vet. I mean, in fairness, that's very dragged out for humor, you know. Vets do a lot of good. Vets do a hell of a lot of good, actually. It's just that's part of the job, but it's you know, it's probably not a gigantic part of the job. You know, it's something that you probably will have to do at some point. But a marine biologist is definitely a cool thing to aspire to be. Yeah, well, it's a little bit, well, I'd say, yeah, I guess you could say that, but I think it's a little bit different, with doctors. I think with doctors it might actually be worse, because whereas vets, it's like, oh, occasionally, you know, you will have to put a pet down, maybe it's just come to the end of its life and stuff like that, or whatever. But, like, doctors, you will just see a lot of fucking, like, dark shit. I could not be a doctor. Oh yeah, sure, go ahead. Go ahead, Abraham. Right, I'm losing track of what we're doing. I need to sleep. So I want to go trade with, the peeps. Tell you what, at this rate, we're gonna need, like, a pet room. For all of our pets. Well, I'm gonna say we've only got, like, 3 pets. But, we've got Max, Steel, and Donald. Oh, and Scal, of course, over there. I pressed control there to zoom in, thinking I still had up fine. Right, let me go make sure I'm getting all the paper and all the ink sacs we have. Definitely won't need all of these, like, but I wouldn't say doctors are emotionless. They sort of just have to deal with that stuff. Like, you can definitely still be a doctor and be, like, kind and emotional. Anyway, how do we get onto this depressing topic? Oh god. Almost let Bob out then. Probably ought to be doing this for the shovel, actually. Lovely. Thank you, Bob. Oh, hello, Albert. You came out to greet me. How lovely. Lovely, jubbly. Thank you. I tell you what, I have a friend, so adorable, sometimes when she's at, like, parties and stuff, and she gets a little tipsy, she'll start sending me, like, random pictures of, like, adorable animals, and it's the most adorable fucking thing in the world. I need to put all this shit away now. Oh, no. Right. We still have 16 paper spare. Right, you know what I kind of want to do? I kind of want to just take a bunch of, like, a fuck ton of cobblestone and just fill out, like, not even all the holes, all the, just, like, the chasms and stuff in the desert. Just make it smoother. Oh yeah, I sorted out, this before, didn't I? Tips and tricks with Prince. There we go. Combine these two. How's about that? On me. God damn it, Abraham. Right, gunpowder, that's regular coal and sand. This is the stuff that needs to go away. Also, I did say that we were gonna have new music, this week after the 50th stream. I just didn't, end up sorting it out, so I'll do that for next week. Right, yeah, let's take all that cobblestone and go do some fixing up. We need to get some more cobblestone, in fairness. Maybe, some strip mining would be in order. Oh yeah, I should probably also, try and get through the list that I have, the stream list of, stream topics, because I've been, properly filling it up recently, and I haven't, had the chance to, like, talk about any of it. I have both a list on my desktop and a sticky note, and a list on my phone, and I sort of transfer them, between. Where is it? Here we go. Let's see, what do we have? Weird little, oh yeah, before anyone says, like, why don't I fill this hole in, I've left this hole like this because I believe it actually exploded like this, perfectly symmetrical, so I don't fill it in. Well, I mean, you know, we're all a bit hyper when we're young. Ooh. Look at this. No, I'm absolutely gonna drown if I go down there. Yeah, I'll fill this in. Did you know, fun fact, that, pine, as in P-I-N-E, is actually the, or I'm not sure if it's the word pine or it's something that's said or like pronounced, as pine, is actually French for penis. That is true. Let's see. I want to talk about, briefly... How did I learn this? I don't even remember. It was recently. I think it was something on Reddit. I think it just popped up. Let's see, what else? I wanted to briefly talk about the Minecraft Story Mode subreddit. I just want to say, you know, I love Minecraft Story Mode, but the Minecraft Story Mode subreddit, like, the people on there are desperate. Like, I am not even kidding, they are desperate. Can you, yeah, get out of here. Like, literally, they are just so unbelievably desperate. I can't remember, no, Martha, it was not on a magazine. Stop being filthy. But yeah, like, they will literally look for, I'm not even kidding, like, anything, and go, Minecraft Story Mode! Like, I'm not even joking. Like, oh yeah, cause Netflix, they announced, didn't they, that, Minecraft was getting a Netflix series, so that's a movie and a Netflix series. Minecraft's eating good. I'm surprised it took them this long, to be honest. Like, I'm really surprised it's taken people this long to do stuff for Minecraft, you know, because, like, fucking the Super Mario Bros. Movie, the old one, from, like, the 90s, which is underrated as hell, it's peak cinema. But, like, that movie got made, like, fucking ages ago. So why is it taking them this long to make a Minecraft movie when Minecraft is the best-selling game of all time and has been for many, many years? It confuses me. But yeah, I remember that, like, so Minecraft is getting a Netflix series. Oh, bloody no. Minecraft is getting a Netflix series, and, I should just not, touch anything anymore. Yeah, Minecraft is getting a Netflix series, and someone had put on the Minecraft Story Mode subreddit, not as a joke, genuinely, like, saying it, like, oh my god, Minecraft Story Mode Season 3? And I'm like, no! No! No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Like, they are just fucking desperate. They really are. Like, literally anything. They just grasp onto it. Like, I know the feeling, like, more than anyone, I know the feeling of, like, you know, being into it, like, a dead franchise and looking for mentions of it anywhere and everywhere. But there's a limit. There's a limit of common sense that you need to exercise. So yeah, that was something. Oh yeah, there was also I was getting a bunch of ads a while back about yeah, Arthur Malediction. Yeah, no, you know what? It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Don't get rid of the torch, please. Cool. Yeah, story mode's great. It's why I play it. It's funny because someone commented like ages ago. Well, not that long ago actually. Like, how are you still playing it when it's not available anymore? And I'm just like, I owned it. I own it previously. Like, it's not really rocket science. Like, I just owned it beforehand. But, no, Abraham, you reminded me, because literally today, I was looking on eBay, because I occasionally look on there for certain things, usually Max Steel action figures, due to my large collection right here. I can actually, I'll bring up an image, actually, because I put it in the Max Steel Discord, today. Oh god, that's a big image. It's a weirdly sized image too. Yeah, that's my collection. It was around 9 months ago when I started getting back into Max Steel, and I spent probably more money than I should have done. But that's not my entire collection, that's just, like, the vast majority, and I have 2 others that are still unopened in their box, which is this one and this one. So, yeah. But, yeah, so I occasionally look on eBay to see if there's, any decent ones for sale for a good price. I actually bought one for a $5 a couple of days ago. It should be arriving anytime within the next couple of days. Turbo Stealth Mode figure. But just out of curiosity, I decided to search up Arthur and the Minimoys just to see what came up. And the sort of predictable things that I expected to come up came up. You know, there were the DVDs and there were the books as well. And there was also a DVD of Arthur Malediction. Now, I already own a DVD of Arthur Malediction, an English one at that. But what made me laugh was that this fucker had the audacity to put Arthur Malediction in brackets Arthur 4. The audacity of this bitch to put that in the title. Like, it's not even funny. But the thing is, Arthur Malediction is different than the Minecraft Story Mode thing, because the Minecraft Story Mode thing was people, like, grabbing onto anything and everything that had nothing to do with Minecraft Story Mode whatsoever. But Arthur Malediction, like, whether or not it was terrible, and from what I've heard and seen, you know, I'm assuming it probably was, you know, it is still something Arthur related. So, you know, it is different, because that's not grasping onto something going, oh my god, look, it's Arthur, when it clearly isn't. That was just something that was actually Arthur, it just turned out to be bad, basically. Just realized that wasn't, like, in the center of my camera. Speaking of Arthur 4, I'm very, just a tiny bit of a humble brag. I think it is one of my proudest achievements. I don't even really think about it that often, to be honest, but I think it is genuinely one of my proudest achievements that Arthur 4 is genuinely Google embedded. Like, when, like, because obviously there's, like, the sort of drop-down questions, like, that are similar to what you search. Like, if you type in, like, Arthur and the Invisibles 4, like, there'll be, like, one of those little drop-down questions that say, like, will there be an Arthur and the Invisibles 4? And when you click on that, it links to my book. Like, that is definitely one of my proudest achievements. And it's definitely helped Arthur 4 get discovered a lot more, so, you know. 2 Ender Pearls in a row, let's go. Oh yeah, it did. It really did, Abraham. Like, that's the whole point of me doing the rewrite. Like, there was so much potential to that. And, like, because I'm sure those of you who were there at the time during the build-up to Malediction, I'm sure all of you remember that I was making theories like fucking crazy. Like, this taking place like 60 years in the future or whatever, and Malthazar still being alive and stuff, and like, why is he still here? And stuff like that. So, and obviously none of that came to pass. Yeah, the theories were better than the actual movies. That's the sad thing. Do you make poems? No, but I write books. Mostly, well, you guys know I don't like to use the word fanfics because it has connotations of self-inserts and ex-readers and all that cringy bollocks. And the stuff that I produce is, dedicated continuations that are good quality and in the spirit of the franchises that they are continuing from. Ow, every bleeding time. But, yeah, they were better. The theories were better than the actual film, that's the funny thing. It's not really that funny, it's incredibly sad. I am actually looking forward to watching Arthur Malediction, you know. If only just to make fun of it, even if it is terrible. Also, it will be very entertaining for you guys, because you'll get to watch me be terrified, because I'm not a horror movie person at all. I also find it quite weird, the fact that in most, in the case of, like, the other Arthur movies, even though they are French films, they were made in English and dubbed into French. Whereas Arthur Malediction wasn't. Arthur Malediction was made in French and then dubbed into English. I'm very glad it did get an English dub, because I was thinking, like, back in the day when it was, you know, coming out, I remember that we found a website to watch it, and I decided against it because the website, the version of it was not in English, and I wanted to wait because I was hoping that eventually there would be an English version, and lo and behold, my patience was rewarded because we did eventually get an English dub. What happened to Arthur Returns? Have you worked on it? I have not worked on Arthur Returns in a very long time. If I'm being honest, out of all the projects, I think if I'm going to not finish anything, Arthur Returns may be up there. I don't know. I'm just not sure I'm invested in it anymore. Also, I feel like I'd want to, I don't know. I don't know, I feel like Arthur Returns... I don't really know what to say about Arthur Returns. It was an interesting idea, but I think it was a sort of not very well developed idea. Well, no, it's not to say I'm not proud of it. I could definitely, like, the idea, you know, it was an interesting idea to try and explore. I don't know. I'm not confirming anything. I'm just saying that out of all the projects that I've done, Arthur Returns is probably the one I have the least motivation to work on. But, you know, I'm not confirming anything. I might go back and keep working on it one day, but I am more interested in... I'm definitely more interested in finishing Arthur 5 and doing the Malediction rewrite, I think. I feel like Arthur Returns may have been a bit too edgy. Like, I feel like I'm... obviously, I'm not going to reveal a lot of stuff about it, just in case I do end up going and finishing it, but some of the stuff I had planned, I feel like I was sort of... I was stretching... It was a bit of a stretch. Like, there were certain things that I was doing and insinuating in that book that was stretching the lore to the point where it was a bit ridiculous just for the sake of making the story work. I don't know. It's an because that was, without revealing too much, that was sort of one of the things I was exploring with Arthur Returns. But yeah, I really don't think, like, when I think about working on Arthur Returns, you're just like, I'm just not feeling it. Like, I just don't think it's something that is worth me putting the same time and effort into that I would say that, or it's not that it's not worth putting effort into, but like, when I could be doing something else, when I could be working on, like, Arthur 5, or the Malediction rewrite, or one of the other fanfictions that I've been working on, like Dinosaur King Awakening, or Max Steel Season 4, or, Ben 10 Legacies, you know, I feel like that's one that I could probably, you know... I don't know. Again, not confirming anything, but I'm just speaking my mind, really. Just, spitballing. What's the subject in school you like? Well, the keyword would be liked, because I'm not at school anymore. I'm fully done with all education. I know that people may not know that if people aren't if people haven't been around for a long time, because I do not look that old, but I am 22. I finished school in actually the same year that I started the Arthur channel, which was 2018. Then I finished college in 2020. My last couple of months of uni were during the very first bit of quarantine, which kind of sucked a little bit, but doesn't matter. And then I finished university last year. I am. I know I don't look it. I look very young, I know. Oh, God. Yeah, I really need to get back to writing just on a regular basis, because I have so many different projects. The funny thing is, let me actually... Okay, let me check I can actually show you guys a screenshot of this without revealing anything. Boom. Yeah, okay, as long as I don't scroll down. I suppose it depends on what type of car horn you swallow, Sheba. Yeah, okay, there's something... okay, there's definitely... Yeah, I just need to not scroll down, because there is definitely something, in my, drafts on Wattpad that I don't want you guys to see. So let me share my screen. So yeah, these are the, so the published ones are what you guys see, obviously. And, hold on, let me, if we go published, the main stuff is just Arthur. It's Arthur Returns, Arthur 4, and Arthur 5. But, then, if I go into all stories, and there's something only I can see, main projects, Max Steel Season 4, I need to make a new cover for that, because it's not that good of a cover. Hero Drake's Vengeance, which is to do with Gone, and my potential continuation called Watched after that. It's mainly Dinosaur King Awakening and Max Steel. Those are the two main ones. And Ben 10 Legacies is a very recent addition. Also, that is not correct. It was not last updated on May 24th last year. I've been working on it, like, this year. You do not see pizza in my mind, Sheba, because I do not like pizza. It's funny you say socks, though, because my foot is actually a little itchy right now. I'm itching it on the leg of my chair. Nope, not a pizza fan. Let me actually do this too. I can't believe I used all of that cobblestone. I just not personally a fan of it. You guys know this, I'm a walking hot take. Now this is clearly one that I didn't have enough to fill up. And this is one that I clearly didn't fill up at all. Thoughts on Selenia's voice actor change? I'm alright with I'm not really, I don't really think I have an opinion on it, to be fair. Like, oh, okay. So I'm really not usually a fan of voice actor changes. Because I'm always very strict when it comes to stuff like that, because consistency is really important, obviously, for characters, and characters like reuniting and stuff is really it's something I really love. It's like my drug, really. Like in films and games and stuff, in stories, basically, like characters reuniting, nostalgia in any form, whether that's characters meeting again or literally just characters mentioning something from the past. That's my drug. I love that shit so much. That's why I went so heavy on nostalgia in Arthur 4. Probably a little too heavy, in fairness. But yeah, that's why. But if I'm being honest, I'm really not that phased about Selenia having two different voice actors. Reason being, it might have something to do with the, it might have something to do with the fact that she gains a different appearance as well. That probably helps. But the thing is, she still feels like Selenia. And if she still feels like Selenia, then I don't have an issue with it. Because it absolutely... The version from Arthur 2 and 3 absolutely still feels like Selenia. And... you know, that's... Yeah. I don't have a problem with it. If I'm being perfectly honest, I'd say I probably actually prefer Selena Gomez as the voice actor rather than Madonna. Which is kind of interesting, because obviously, like, Madonna was the original voice actor, so you would think that, like, you know, sort of stacking up against the original, usually the way it works by default is that the original is better, but I personally prefer Selena Gomez. I think she did a great job. And I think I definitely prefer the version of Selenia from, I don't know, actually. It's difficult. Both of them, bring their own flair to Selenia's character. Like, I love them both. I really do. I don't think I could pick a favorite, honestly. They're both really iconic. Back to 55 again. Can you not do, like, a phantom hit sword, please? Well, I can't really comment on whether or not it's a good show because it's intended for children and I haven't seen it. But somehow I don't think it matches up to stuff like we're talking about that has like actual lore behind it and stuff. Because unless I'm mistaken, Paw Patrol doesn't have super deep lore. Yeah, I don't know. It's... yeah, it's difficult. Honestly, if I could make, like, the perfect version of Selenia, it would definitely be Selena Gomez voicing her, but with the Arthur 2 concept. It's not even a concept. It was like the Arthur 2 prototype model that they were using. The whole thing with Selenia and her 3D model and like the different iterations of her is really confusing for Arthur 2 and 3, because in the behind the scenes stuff, it showed that they were using the first movie's model originally, but then in the teasers for it, like the teaser posters and stuff, they were showing off like a different model that looked a lot more mature than God damn it. That looked a lot more mature than anything we got. But basically just looked like an older version of the Selenia from the first film. But then instead, we got a completely different version with, like, much deeper red hair instead of orange hair. And much smaller, less anime-like eyes, I guess, which is weird, because, they didn't do that with Arthur. Yeah, I'm generally not a big fan of the model of Selenia from Arthur 2 and 3. I don't like the fact that they made her eyes so much smaller. She just looks a bit weird like comparatively. Compared to the version from 1. You did not even hit me then. Don't pretend like you did. Ow! Piss off! Comparatively, she just looks a bit weird. But the version of her from you know, like, she's even, like, let me pull up the, I gotta find the images now. I gotta delve into my Arthur images folder. So first off, I think I edited these two together just as a comparison. Like, that's on the left is Arthur 2 and 3 Selenia, and on the right is Arthur 1 Selenia. They do look very different. Arthur 2 and 3 Selenia definitely looks more mature, but just not quite the same. Like, it's her pupils. Her pupils are smaller. Maybe that's what it is. I've never really looked at it properly before, but I'm pretty sure she does overall also have smaller eyes in general, like more narrow eyes. Like, I know that this is the case because I've compared it before. Yeah, like if you look at yeah, it's a big image. Look at this version of Selenia. Her eyes are very big, but then if you look at and that's Arthur 1. If you look at where is it? This version of her, you can see that her eyes are definitely a lot smaller. I don't know, now I'm looking at, maybe it is just the pupils. And no, her eyes are definitely at least a little bit smaller with the Arthur 2 and 3 variant. But the thing is, there's still that weird in-between, and I don't understand it, where I know there's quite, I've got to look through my library of images. Where is it? Because there's the weird in-between. I mean, even on this, the very famous Revenge of Malthazar poster that I had as my desktop background for fucking ages, and I actually used this image in Arthur 5 as well. You can tell that that's the model of Selenia from 1, but then why am I in character gens? I didn't mean to be in character gens. I meant to be in Arthur. Right. Where's the in-between? Show me the in-between. I know it's here somewhere. Actually, I know how to find the in-between pretty easily. Because, weirdly enough, the in-between is actually on the actual cover of Revenge of Malthazar. Look, like, that is not the version from 1 or the version from 2. That's a version entirely different. So, it's weird. Because it's weird that they were originally going to use the version from 1, and then they changed it, probably due to the fact, that maybe Madonna was going to come back originally, and then they couldn't get her back. Oh, God. God, ugh. But, then it's weird that they went through that in-between that they, like, showcased on all of the posters and stuff. Ah. Looking pretty healthy here. I've got an arrow just in the bottom of my neck there. That's lovely. Come on, boys. Come at me, boy. Oh, why did you have to do that? It's another hole I've got to fill in. Come here. Come here! Stop ring around the fucking jungle tree. What I think about motorcycles, I don't really have an opinion on them. I'm not a person that's really into vehicles, like, pretty much at all. Although, that's not... Oh, just remembered, we can take... On the minecart's here as well. We can take the minecart track, yeah! Nice. I've got to get used to using this as well. Still gotta add some powered rails down there, but it's a start. Hello, Harry. Right, ender pearls, gunpowder, string, spooder eyes, bones, arrows, rotten flesh. Yeah, you're a pumpkin, Harry. A pumpkin. And what is it he say? It's just like a thumping good one? Ah. It's a weird quote. It's annoying though, because I pride myself on being the quote man and being able to quote things perfectly. Like, I could probably, what's a movie that I know of by? I used to brag that it was Shark Tale, but there's the bit at the start of Shark Tale, that the very start, that I'm not too clear on. But I think I could probably recite the entirety of B-movie, like, word for word. I'd have to do it slowly so I could think it through, but I think I could probably do it. No, we don't talk about Shark Boy and Lava Girl. That movie is cursed. I swear they made a sequel to that, didn't they? Did they? Shark Boy and Lava Girl 2. Yeah, We Can Be Heroes. A standalone and legacy sequel to The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. That is wild. Why did that... Why and how did that get made? We live in a wild world. Right, Iron. Okay. Seeing as we're just sort of chatting right now, I think I might just mine some cobblestone. Considering we're definitely in need of replenishing our supplies. I need to be all the way to the right so I can try and catch it. Let me pull up my stream list. Oh yeah, this is something hilarious. Sharknado. I tell you what, the worst, like, purposefully, well, not purposefully, but like low budget, should we say, like B-movie, I watch not B-movie, as in B, the letter B, and then movie, as in bad movies, not B-movie, as in the movie B-movie about bees, considering we were just talking about that. The worst film, and the worst low-budget film I've ever seen, I think, is actually Jurassic Galaxy. It's a movie where a spaceship crash lands on a planet filled with dinosaurs, which, now that I think about it, is actually exactly the same plot as the movie 65 that came out, what was it, last year? And that was also terrible, but that at least had decent CGI. And good actors. And good acting. But yeah, Jurassic Galaxy, it's a movie about a spaceship crash landing on an alien planet that has dinosaurs on it. For some fucking reason. Honestly, I'd honestly say that makes more sense. Because the plot of that movie is that it's humans crash landing on an alien planet that has dinosaurs on it. 65 is about humans that are not from Earth crash landing on Earth 65 million years ago. Like, why are there humans that are aliens? Like, because I can definitely accept the idea of like dinosaurs being aliens. Like, I can definitely something actually a game did that called Robinson the Journey. It's a VR game which I actually might play at some point. It's quite an old game, and it can be quite an annoying game to play sometimes, so maybe I might not. Maybe I'll stream it, a VR stream. I've never done a VR stream before, so I might need to test if my PC can handle that. It probably can, in all fairness. My PC can handle most things. Yeah, Robinson the Journey did that, where they, it was like a colony ship that had crashed, on an alien planet, and that had creatures that resembled dinosaurs on it. So that I can believe. The angle that you can crash land on like an alien planet, and that alien planet can have creatures on it that happen to look like dinosaurs with a few differences. That I can believe. What I cannot believe, and what I will never accept as a genuine, like, plot for a movie, is humans that look exactly like humans and speak English and everything like that are aliens and come from a planet that is not Earth. That is ridiculous. Because the concept of life developing to form exactly the same humans as us, humans on Earth, is fucking stupid. So, ironically, Jurassic Galaxy actually had a better plot than 65. Well, not a better plot, but a better bit of background lore, I guess. Like, people were speculating that it was going to be like time travel and stuff, and I absolutely would have bought that. Like, maybe they went into, like, some sort of cosmic storm or something. Maybe it would be, oh, no. Actually, that's just going to push me into the lava. Let's not do that. Well, yeah, but that's the whole point of being a nerd, not just going, like, oh, I like this because space. It's about thinking critically about the story and stuff. Because if something has a good story, then you can enjoy it even more. But, even so, as ridiculous of a concept of alien humans is in 65, Jurassic Galaxy, I was watching it while I was eating my dinner. It made me lose my appetite. It was that bad. Also, for the nighttime shots, they did not even film it at night. They filmed it during the day and put a blue filter over it. I'm not even joking. That's what they did. It was horrible. But yeah, back to the list. Oh yeah, there's something hilarious that I kept getting ads for not too long ago. It was a feature where you could like I don't know, like take a picture of something or like look at a picture of something and then like circle something on it and then search for that specific thing or find that specific thing, and it was called like circle to search. But the funny thing was, during the ads they always referred to it as circle to search only on Android, and I just found that funny because it sounded like you had to say that every single time. It sounded like that was its full name that you had to say every single time. So I can imagine, like, someone, I can imagine, like, there are two people, and, like, one of them's got an Android phone, and they, and they're just like, oh, do you want to see something cool? It's a new feature. It's called Circle to Search, only on Android. And you're just like, oh, okay. And you're just like, oh, you see, Circle to Search, only on Android. And it's like, is it not just Circle to Search? It's like, no, the full name, Circle to Search, only on Android. It's just a funny idea that they'd have to say the full thing, like, every time. Let's see, what else? There was a YouTube short, there was a YouTube short, of just it was a nice sunset, and I just left a comment saying that it was a nice sunset, and the dude who uploaded the video replied to my comment and said, thanks. Like, he was the one who made the sunset, and I literally replied back, I was like, bro, why are you saying thanks? You didn't make the sunset. And he was just like, nah, I did. I was like, oh, damn, I'm dealing with God here. It's fucking, I found God's YouTube account. I was about that for an out-of-context quote. Also, I just heard a spider. I should probably sleep. What else? I saw, it was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. I saw someone make, like, a Jaeger, like, action figure, like it looked like a mech, but only out of pieces of dead crab. I'm not even joking. He was taking different pieces of dead crab and, like, gluing them together to make a crab mech. Like, it had the head on the head, and it had, like, the main body. I think there might have been some lobster in there as well. But it had, like, the main body from a lobster, and then it had, like, proper bulky arms as well. It was like an action figure made out of, like, dead bits of crab. And, like, yeah, exactly. Like, it looked really cool. Don't get me wrong. Hold on. I actually want to see if I can find it. Yes, I found it. Oh, this is the extended version. Oh my god, he's made his own lore for it. Okay, I gotta share this with you guys. This is not even funny. We're gonna watch this. I've got to tab out properly. We're gonna watch this. I've never done this sort of thing before, but we're gonna watch this. This is hilarious. It's a 3-minute video. What the fuck? You see? You see? Crabman. It's a crab mech. Right, let me briefly pause the music. Look at this. imagine that's quite loud. Look, he's got feet! Crabmen are a species of humanoid crabs who inhabit the beaches and bodies of water of Third Earth. What is this? Armed with huge, powerful, crushing claws on each hand, the Thundercats often cross paths with the crabmen, but the limited intelligence of the crustaceans allows the cats to easily defeat them. What in the bollocking hell? What is this? Ooh, she looks tasty. Oh, gotta have a bit of Coke. Lovely. Yeah, so those are just the bits of shell. Why is he putting them in water? Oh, giving him a good clean. This is the most surreal thing I've ever watched. Okay, we got all the pieces. It's like a Lego set. Ooh. So putting glue in there. Hot glue. Form the head. Oh! This is... I'm all about, like, arts and crafts and stuff. But... what psychopath thought this up? I'm serious. What is going on? I didn't realize there was a full-length version of it. I don't even know what pieces they're cutting up now. It's cool that they all separate like that, though. Oh my god, there was a gun cocking sound effect. The torso comes to... oh my god, he's using actual wire. Well, yeah, I suppose you'd kind of have to, otherwise it wouldn't be able to stay apart. Stay together. Oh my god, it's got 4 arms. Oh, it's got 6 arms! Dear god. Tetramans have nothing on these fucks. Oh my god. Well, they're dead, so it doesn't really matter. It's not like they're feeling all of this. God, he really needs to refill that thing. That had, like, virtually nothing in it. Oh my lord. This is wild. Don't know what I'm watching right now. He's genuinely cutting it into, like, a specific shape. I was going to say that is one powerful saw, but then again, crab bits probably aren't that hard once they're, like, dead. And the crab man is complete. That is... that gets a like and a subscribe from me, but... what in... genuine fuck? Crabman, ladies and gentlemen. See, like the thing is, this is cool, but I also wonder what psychopath thought, yes, I'm going to dismember multiple different types of dead crab and put it together to form a 6-armed crabman. Like... like, I really do wonder what state of mind you have to be in. Like, how high do you have to be to think up something like this? Like really? Yeah, you're not wrong, Sheba. That's the thing. You're not wrong. It is impressive, but it is just one of the weirdest things that I've ever seen in my life. Well, Crabman. There you go. Oh, that's wild. That is properly wild. Oh. Yeah, that's how I would describe it. It's interesting and it's cool, but like, what the fuck? Why does he not play video games like us? Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's any game that lets you control a six-armed crab man. If there was, I'm sure he'd be playing it. But carrying on into the world of YouTube Shorts, I also found a dude that makes like they're basically like bamboo guns. I'm not even joking. Like, because bamboo is like really flexible and really strong, so he'll make a pole of bamboo and like make a hole in and genuinely put like a bamboo bullet in there, like a bit of bamboo shaped like a bullet, and put it in there, and then get a piece of bamboo, put it in the top and bend it round so it's pressed against the bullet, and then genuinely have a trigger thing that releases it, so it goes like that and flicks the bullet. And he's shown he's shown it to be able to like smash like mugs and stuff. It's crazy. Sorry, just looking at Discord. Don't look, Mr. Krabs. The friend that I mentioned earlier is sending me pictures of baby raccoons, and there's a very cute baby raccoon in like a little cardboard tube. Ugh. I hate being all sweaty. Right, so yeah, bamboo guy, he was crazy. I randomly stumbled upon like a squeaker, basically, which is clearly a very young YouTuber who somehow had 47,000 subscribers. I genuinely don't know how. I just wanted to bring that up. I saw an ad for a game called Tiny Rails that showcased literally no gameplay. So I thought that was funny. Literally, it was another YouTube Shorts ad, because I don't use TikTok, I use YouTube Shorts. It was literally like an ad for a game called Tiny Rails, and it was just showing like cinematics. It was like a pixely game where you apparently travel in a train and like collect different carts and stuff, but I saw no gameplay whatsoever. Like, how useless do you have to be to make a trailer that doesn't have any gameplay in it? It is wild. I'm just replying to people in Discord. Entertain yourselves. God, why is it so hot? I'm literally sweating my balls off. Oh, too much information, I know. Right, back to the mining of the cobblestone, because we could always use more cobblestone, in fairness. In fairness, this would probably go faster if I was mining underground, but then I'd probably get sidetracked into a cave of some sort. Let's see, what else was... Oh, yeah, this was fucking hilarious, right? I saw something on r/dinosaurs, right? It was an image, a meme, or yeah, it was a meme where it was a picture of a bunch of dinosaurs, and below the text said, "The dinosaurs didn't rule the earth, they were just alive. Stop giving them credit for administrative skills they almost certainly did not have." And I just found that so fucking funny. Like, that is absolutely hilarious. And it's hilarious because it's true as well, because, like, we always say that. We always say, like, oh, dinosaurs, they ruled the earth. They really didn't. They were just alive. Yeah, they just existed. What else? Oh yeah, this is a funny one. Why? This'll blow your mind. Why? Why is? Sorry. Why is naked pronounced naked, but baked is pronounced baked instead of baked? How about that? Oh, funny shit, I'm telling you. And dress the cake. Yeah, you see, I just gather these things to talk about because I know they'll be funny to talk about on stream. Oh yeah, we have the return of, the misplaced ad categories. Those of you who have been around for a couple of streams will know that a couple of streams ago, I was talking about how on YouTube Shorts you can choose to block certain ads, and when you go to block the ads, you can actually like choose to see less of certain like categories of ads, and it puts each ad into a different category. So I saw the first one of today. I saw an ad for Talking Tom. First off, just straight off the bat, I am astounded that Talking Tom is still a thing, because I'm pretty sure that was a thing when I was a kid, and that is somehow still a thing. Number two, I chose to block that ad about Talking Tom, but the category that it put it into, it wasn't that it was wrong, per se. It was just that it was ominous. Because I went to block the ad, and it said, see less of these types of ads, and then the category was just called Outfit 7. And I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like a spy movie. Outfit 7. It sounds like a really cool, like funny cartoon, like spy show about this spy who has like different outfits for different missions. What outfit will our agent wear in this episode? Like, I don't get that. But this was even funnier, right? I saw an ad for and I'm genuinely not making this up, a saw blade proof trainer. Genuinely not making this up. It was an ad. There was a trainer, someone was taking a saw blade to it, and it wasn't going through. And that was in the category of women's clothes. What universe would a woman ever need a saw blade proof trainer? What circumstance would that ever be needed? If anything, that should be men's clothes, because men are exactly the sort of, like, type of people to do that sort of stupid shit. That is literally, like, the definition of a guy. Like, guys versus girls, it's like, girls are like, I'm being incredibly stereotypical here, but I'm sure you'll forgive me. Like, girls are like, oh, these shoes look really nice. I better add them to, like, my collection of 70 different pairs. And men are like, I wonder if my shoes are saw blade proof. Like, it's a perfect representation of men versus women. So, I have no idea why that was women's clothes specifically. Oh yeah, this was a funny one. This was a really funny one. It was another ad, but it was what was contained within this ad that was funny. And it had a woman in, and they the ad started off with the woman saying, "Does the word oscilloscope trigger you? Well, then you're in the right place, because I'm going to show you how to use one and its basic features." Number one, what a fucking random ad. Number two, if the word oscilloscope does trigger you, why would you continue to watch an ad that had one in it? That doesn't seem... It doesn't seem right to me. I'm just saying. Just putting that out there. I don't think that's, you know... Yeah, that's... Really don't think that's an effective ad. Like, that's literally just like saying, do you hate this thing? Well, how about you watch an entire 30-second ad about the thing that you hate? It doesn't work. It literally does not work. But there was also something else pretty funny. I was on Reddit, because I go on Reddit quite a lot. I would consider myself, and this actually makes the joke that I'm about to make actually quite a lot funnier. Because obviously Redditors have, see you around, Sheba. Thanks for stopping in. As per usual. But Redditors obviously have the reputation of being, like, pathetic, basement-dwelling fucks, basically. I am not that, but I do use Reddit quite a lot. I enjoy using Reddit. It's fun. Plus, there's a lot of, I enjoy engaging with the obscure fandoms that I cover on there. Speaking of, I ought to try and, there is actually an Arthur and the Minimoys Reddit, but it's, like, inactive as fuck. I might try and message the moderators, see if I can become a moderator on there. Do it up a little bit. Excuse me, I just, like, vomited in my mouth a little bit. But, yeah, this was hilarious. Because... I was looking through the, Ben 10 subreddit, because I've been looking at a lot of Ben 10 stuff recently, and there was just an ad there. I assume the ads are the same whatever subreddit you're on, so it's not really anything to do with Ben 10, that was just where I happened to be. And I saw an ad, and it... just the wording of this ad made me laugh, because it was an ad for erectile dysfunction treatment, which by itself I think is the perfect ad to go on Reddit, first of all. But the wording of the ad, and I'm not making this up, I'm quoting now, Reddit warriors. That is genuinely how it starts. Reddit warriors conquer performance anxiety with HIMS ED treatments. Our discreet and convenient solution has your back. Order now and unleash your inner champion. And that is just one of the greatest things I have ever read in my fucking life. Like, that is just so fucking funny. It's funny for a multitude of reasons. Number one, it's funny because of the wording. And number two, it's funny that the companies that are paying to advertise on Reddit believe that the people who go on Reddit commonly enough to pay attention to their ads are going to be doing anything sexual at all. That's the funny thing. That's why it's ironic. Because it's like you could not pick a poorer place. Well, actually, in fairness, maybe it is a big brain move, because if, like, see, that makes it even funnier. They're advertising, like, in probably the best place if they're looking for people to cure erectile dysfunction. This is weird. Well, I have a few other things. I've proper gone down the list today. Oh! Oh, yes! Yes! Big news! Shrek 5, ladies and gentlemen. It's confirmed, and it's coming. We sort of knew that it was, like, there was sort of... I don't really know if it was confirmed or not, but we sort of, like... People thought that it was gonna happen, like, for the longest time. But it was announced. It's happening, I think, 2025? So next year, we're getting Shrek 5. A new Shrek movie. Like, that's crazy. I'm excited for that just because of the meme potential, but... Oh my god. I tell you what. They better started off with, like, a really epic version of the fairy tale, theme that they have. It's not the theme for Fairy Tail the anime. Like, it's the bit of music called Fairy Tale. It's like the Shrek theme, basically. It's like... Da, 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 da. You guys know the one. If they better start it with that, because genuinely, like, that would be the fucking hypest thing ever. Yeah, I know that Shrek's in that ending. I kind of got that spoiled for me, because I still haven't seen Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I just hope they don't change the animation style, because if so, that's just gonna look weird. Another thing that I wanted to pick up on, because I didn't know this, I saw this on a YouTube short. Did you know that Mike Myers, the legendary, voice of Shrek, oh no, not as in The Last Wish. I know that they changed the animation style in the second Puss in Boots movie, and I hate it. I'm more talking about Shrek. Like, I don't want them to change the animation style for Shrek, because, it's Shrek. I was still really pissed off they changed it for Puss in Boots, like, off the bat. They tried to make it look like Into the Spider-Verse, and I am really not a fan of that animation style, I'm gonna be honest. I prefer animation to be smooth. Because that's what makes animation beautiful. In my eyes. But no, I did not know that Shrek actually had a different original voice actor than Mike Myers. Apparently someone called Chris Farley was I just saw a comment that just said, "Rip Chris Farley, the original voice of Shrek in the first movie. Mike Myers just finished the movie." So, I assume that Chris Farley probably sounded pretty similar to Michael Myers, and he's Shrek for most of the movie, and then Myers just finished it off. But I didn't know that, so... yeah, you learn something new every day. How much cobblestone do we have now? Not even that much, in fairness. What else? Ugh. Yeah. Oh, God. You guys know that, I always get an itchy nose on stream. Do 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 do. Oh yeah. I saw a YouTube short of like someone making. First off, this is gonna sound really weird. Ice cream bread. I know that sounds really whack. But that's not what we're talking about. Excuse me. But they were using homemade vanilla ice cream, or not homemade vanilla ice cream. It said homemade, but it was in a tub, so it was clearly like made. But it was Breyer's homemade vanilla, and it said on the tub, it's how homemade should taste. And my immediate thought was, what? Not like it's supposed to. Filled, like, slightly salty because of the tears that you cried trying to make it and failing. Because... to paraphrase, and to paraphrase Jeremy Clarkson, homemade's just another... God, I can't speak, you guys know this. But to paraphrase Jeremy Clarkson, homemade's just another way of saying that the door's gonna fall off. So yeah, I just thought that was a funny thing, because, you know, I just thought it was a good opportunity for a joke. Honestly, with all this material, I could probably be a stand-up comedian. Like, comedians, like, they're good at improvising. That's the thing about comedians. They are... Some comedians are... Like, stand-up comedians, not just regular comedians, but stand-up comedians are some of the most legendary, witty people on this fucking earth. Like, they can just react and come up with something for any situation, and it is wild, it is amazing, and I love it. But yeah, I could probably be a comedian with all this, material. God. Yeah. What else? Oh yeah, also, this is not a funny thing, this is more just a really impressive thing that some people can do. Have you ever seen those videos where people, like, draw something with red crayon and then draw something, like, similar? Like, they draw a person, like a face, in red crayon, and then they draw that same face, but with, like, a different, like, face, a different look, a different expression, that's the word I'm looking for, like, over the face, and they do it in blue crayon, and then they get 3D glasses, and because 3D glasses are red and blue, it obviously cancels out one color, and you can see it's like a double-sided, like, drawing, basically. I physically cannot imagine how skilled you have to be to pull that off, because not only is that doing one incredibly skilled drawing, that is doing two incredibly skilled drawings, one on top of the other. Like, how do you pull that off? That is insane. Like, being able to do that is genuinely... It's insane. It's madness. The skill you need to pull that off is wild. Like, artists are just a different breed. I have so much respect for people who can do art. Like, whenever I see, like, people posting, like, art on Reddit or, like, YouTube shorts or whatever, and it's, like, really good quality art, I will genuinely be like, I will comment saying, like, don't ever let anyone tell you you're not talented, because, like, you have such skill. It is insane. Honestly, I really wish I was as skillful in art as a lot of people. But then again, I'm skillful in other things. Like, I'd say I'm pretty skillful at editing nowadays. If there's one thing that I'd say I am skilled at, it's like my skill, it would definitely be writing. And I've definitely, the thing is, I've definitely improved over the years as well, obviously. Like, when I started Arthur 4, I was, like, I keep saying this, every time I bring up Arthur 4, I keep saying I'm not happy with it. Like, I absolutely, like, it's written decently. Like, it's written to the point where you can read it all the way through. It's got good grammar, which is obviously very, very important. It's got a decent story, the characters are written decently, and you can read it and go, that's a good book. But it is not on the same level as the stuff I write now. Like, even Arthur 5, considering I basically started writing Arthur 5, I think I started writing Arthur 5 the day, it might have been the same day, actually, that I finished Arthur 4. Like, yeah, I think I genuinely started it the same day as I finished Arthur 4. I finished Arthur 4 on the 5th of September, 2018, and then I think I started writing Arthur 5 immediately. But it, like, if you compare, like, the first chapter of Arthur 4 to my most recent chapter of Arthur 5, then you can see that there is, like, a world of fucking difference. I've been talking so much about Arthur recently, and it is really making me want to make Arthur content. Again, I need to go and, like, rewatch a bunch of, I need to watch some stuff to get me inspired again. I know I keep saying don't wait for inspiration, but, this is different because it's not like I'm trying to keep my current inspiration going. It's that, like, I'm just getting back into things. I think... Oh yeah, 2 more things on this list. I might have, other things on... Yeah, we've got a few more things on the post-it note list. I saw a thing that was an automatic candle extinguisher, the other day on YouTube Shorts. Oh, thanks, Marathon. I really appreciate that. Because that's the thing, I've talked about this before. I talked about this with Dinosaur King, actually, because I'm writing the Dinosaur King continuation as well. I pride myself on writing a accurate continuation, as accurate as it can be, because that's why I'm always worried that I'm not writing Arthur like he should be written, and that, you know, I'm not writing Selenia and Bedamish the way they should be written, and all of that. Actually, the rain's nice, like ASMR. So that's why I always worry about that stuff, because that is my #1 priority. When I'm writing, like, fanfictions and continuations, my #1 priority is that it always feels like you're reading a continuation. I always want my work to feel like people, like, take Arthur, for instance. I think there's a bit of lag there. Take Arthur, for instance, right? I always want my books to feel like you can go from reading, you can go from watching Arthur 3 to reading Arthur 4, and it still feels like you're experiencing the same world and the same characters. That is my #1 priority when it comes to writing my continuations. No, Yusef, I'm not sure, what that language is. And hey, Ira, how you doing? I was just talking about my continuations that I write, my fanfics. Again, I never like to use that word because it has such negative and cringeworthy connotations, and that is purely due to the fact of both bad writers, or young writers, I should say. Because the problem is, most people who write fanfiction aren't writers. Like, I am a writer. I've been writing since I was a kid, and I've always been a writer, and I've always loved writing. So I am an actual writer, but a lot of fanfictions are written by people who aren't writers, and that's the problem, because then not only are they cringe stuff like terrible continuations, crossovers that don't make sense, self-inserts, and ex-reader books. You know, once I actually got a DM on Wattpad of someone asking me to write... I want to say that it was a Selenia ex-reader fanfic. And I was just like, I should have gone, like, absolutely fucking not. I was a bit more polite than I probably should have been. Yeah, so due to all of that, like, inexperienced / young / people who are not writers writing stuff, that leads to them having bad grammar and being bad overall because they don't know how to make a decent story. You know, crossovers that don't work, bad continuations, ex-readers and self-inserts, all that rubbish. That, you know, that gives fanfics a bad name. So that's why I don't like to refer to what I do as fanfics. It is what it is. Well, what I always refer to them as are continuations. When, whenever I'm referring to my books, I just call them continuations, because that is first and foremost what they are. Because, they are literally just continuations. They're following on from where the story left off. And that's the thing, because, like I said, I talked about this with Dinosaur King a while back. One of the reasons I started writing Dinosaur King Awakening is because I'd seen a lot of other people's fanfictions, and some of them weren't necessarily bad, but they were definitely fanfictions and not continuations. Because, like I said, I talked about this a while back. I went into big detail, but to make a long story short, a lot of fanfictions that I've seen for Dinosaur King, some of them have swearing in, which I think just takes away immediately from the authenticity of the fanfiction, because Dinosaur King does not contain swearing, and you don't have to put swearing in something to make it a bit more mature. And like, it's exactly the same with my books. With, like, Arthur 4, like, I included quite a lot of stuff that was a bit more mature without, you know, literally including a single swear word. But that's more to do with the fact that I was wanting to stay very dedicated to the style of, excuse me, the style of an Arthur adventure. So, you know, of course it's not going to have swearing in. But, yeah, so I just... And again, this is not, like, trying to put down anyone else's work, but the simple, like, I don't really think it's, like, harsh to say it, because it is a fact. Like, if you make a fan fiction, like, carrying on from something that is, like, sort of kid-centric, I mean, you see, I say kid-centric, but a lot of the stuff that I cover and the stuff from, like, back in the day, you know, even though it was, they were intended to be, like, family adventure movies and kids shows and stuff like that, they had a lot of good lore and like, world building and stuff. I feel like modern, kids TV shows just do not anymore. But, oh, yeah, nice. I've seen that about, Marathon. It's cool. You can, add that to your, well, you're going to say to your collection of other stuff. I don't know what other stuff you have. I assume you have at least a few things. But that's the thing. And again, like, this is not me trying to, put down other writers and say, oh, what other people write is shit. This is me evaluating what is, in my eyes, a simple fact when it comes to writing fanfics. If you do something like that, it's a fanfiction, it's not a continuation. I'd say there's a difference. Because in my eyes, a continuation has to feel faithful, it has to be faithful, it has to be the same style, it can't deviate in any major way, like, it can't, like, in the case of Dinosaur King, it can't contain swearing. I've even seen some people who have written Dinosaur King fanfictions that have gore in it. Like, what? Like, why would you write that? At that point, like, why even slap the like, title of Dinosaur King on it? Because that's just not really Dinosaur King anymore. So that's why, you know, my continuation, it's, again, like, this isn't, I'm trying not to sound, like, arrogant, you know, I'm not trying to say, oh, my continuation is better than everyone else's. I'm saying that a part of what, like, the reasoning for me making this continuation is partly because I just wanted to write my own, but mainly just because I saw that a lot of people are doing it in a way that I don't agree with. So, you know, I wanted to try it my way and do it the way that I personally, from my experience as a writer and as someone who is very passionate about all of these different franchises and knows them basically inside and out, I disagree with doing it that way. Oh yeah, Pokemon is absolutely gonna be, like, horrendous. Because the more mainstream it is, the worse it gets. Like, Pokemon is absolutely gonna be, like, awful. But yeah, so that's my number one thing, and this is something else, right? This is something I've actually been thinking about recently, because, sometimes my imagination is, I'd say I have a pretty decent imagination, but sometimes it fails me. And when it comes to writing fanfictions, a lot of the time, I think it's better to adapt and continue with what was already there and expand upon it than introduce new shit. Main case in point, Max Steel Season 4, which I'm writing. Actually, no, that would involve giving away spoilers. What can I say that... there's not really much I can say without giving up spoilers. Well, no, I could talk about Max Steel Season 4. So, basically, Max Steel Season 4 is, again, another continuation I'm writing simply because, to those of you who know about Max Steel, you already know about all this, but, Max Steel ended with Season 3, and Season 3 was the peak. And Season 3 wasn't even a season of episodes. It was 3 movies, and that's it. So, it basically peaked with Season 3, and then just nosedived in quality. So, I wanted to write a Season 4 to carry on from, where it was going, basically. But Season 4 will not... Season 4 will basically just be carrying on from what was already established and changing and adapting things from the later seasons that were god-awful. And the reason that I'm doing this is because I think doing that is better than trying to come up with something that is completely unique to me. Like, because I know that if I tried to make something completely unique and new, then it probably wouldn't be as good as me trying to adapt everything that was already there and improve upon it. And because of that, I feel like that's the better thing to do, because that will make it a more accurate and a more enjoyable continuation, because it is building off what is already there, and thus, obviously, by default, will feel more familiar than what, it'll feel more familiar than if I was to try and create something completely new. So I think sacrificing creating something new for the... Like, when it comes to fanfictions, sacrificing creating something completely unique to you to add to the franchise, for adapting something that perhaps wasn't in the mainstream media is... it's better to do that sometimes. And it definitely goes the same with Ben 10 Legacies. I haven't talked a lot about Ben 10 Legacies, but I'll talk about it, briefly now. Yeah, like, because if you... Exactly, Marathon, because if you try and create something unique to you, or like create your own unique idea to add to it, then it might be cool and it might work, but it may not feel like the thing you're trying to add it into. Like, for instance, in Max Steel Season 4, in the actual Max Steel Season 4, not my version, there is a villain called Mortem. And, he's a pretty shit villain, in all fairness. Excuse me. And I considered, when I first started writing Season 4, adapting Mortem to it. But I think if I tried to do that, I'd want to change Mortem, because Mortem is a pretty shit villain. And I feel like if I did that, he wouldn't fit into the world of Max Steel. I feel like he doesn't fit anyway, just because he's a bit of a shit villain. So, yeah, and it's the same with Ben 10 Legacies, because I can't remember if I've mentioned this or not, but Ben 10 Legacies is basically my attempt at a post-Ultimate Alien continuation, because you have... Oh god, hit my mic. you have Ben 10 Classic, then you have Ben 10 Alien Force, then you have Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, then you have Ben 10 Omniverse. And they all, none of them are particularly perfect. I'd say Classic is the best. Alien Force and Ultimate Alien, Alien Force and Ultimate Alien had problems, like some of their episodes weren't the greatest, but they definitely had some really solid stuff going in there. But then Omniverse did a complete art style change to make it way more goofy, way more cartoony, and not just that, the goofiness also transitioned into the actual episodes themselves. There is just to illustrate this, right? The third episode of Ben 10 Omniverse, the entire universe gets destroyed, and Ben is the only survivor, and he recreates the universe, but he recreates a copy of it, and so he is basically the only survivor from his original universe. Everyone and everything he originally knew is dead, and everyone around him are essentially copies of all of the people he knew and all of the places that he knew about. And the entire episode is, like, completely ruined, basically. Number one, by the fact that they are constantly doing shitty jokes, such as the fact that Ben cannot pronounce Annihilog, which is the device that destroyed the universe, and the fact that Ben shows absolutely no concern of the fact that he is the only survivor of his original universe. So that literally sums up everything that is wrong with Omniverse, literally one single episode. So, Ben 10 Legacies, and not to mention, they also, basically, Alien Force and Ultimate Alien often changed a lot of things from the classic series, and Omniverse, basically, a big part of Omniverse was basically bringing back a bunch of things from classic, but they always did it in the worst way possible. So basically, Ben 10 Legacies is my continuation that basically completely retcons Omniverse and takes place after Ultimate Alien. It's basically my replacement for Omniverse, and me trying to take all the things they ruined in Omniverse and do it right. But obviously the big thing in Ben 10 is the aliens, and I'm not introducing any aliens that I myself have created. Plain and simple being, there are already aliens within the Ben 10 universe, or within, like, outside media that have been made that weren't introduced into the main series that would have made really good aliens. So, you know, if I were to try and... My point is, it goes to show that if I was to try and create new aliens, they would end up being worse than the aliens that are, you know, in the wider sort of media of the show, but were never actually introduced into the show. Plus, and this goes for everything, Max Steel, Arthur, if you introduce stuff from the wider media of the show, like, for instance, with my Arthur books, it's like adding the thing from the art book where it says that Minimoys, when they die of old age, they slowly turn into statues. I added that into Arthur 5 and made it canon. And it's the same with Max Steel and Ben 10 as well, because I'll be adding in stuff from the wider media of the franchise that wasn't actually in the shows themselves, and obviously that'll be really hype for people who are fans of the shows and know about them. Because it's just like, oh my god, you're introducing that thing that was never in the show but was a really cool thing. Like, that makes it better. Because, as opposed to, if you were to just, like, using Ben 10 Legacies as an example again, if you were to just, like, create a new alien, obviously I can't really, you know, I'm not an artist, so I wouldn't be able to draw it, so it would be like introducing a new alien that people can't imagine because there's no visual for it, that people have never heard of and know nothing about, and it may not even be that good of a concept. I reckon I could probably come up with some sort of Ben 10 alien, but, it'd just be better, it'd be easier for me, and better for my readers, to introduce stuff like that, instead of trying to come up with stuff by myself, basically. Yeah, it's so disgustingly horrible. Like, so much stuff was ruined in, like, Alien Force and Ultimate Alien. Like, Ben's character is so inconsistent. I'm kind of glad, well, you know what I was about to say? I was about to say I'm glad Arthur never got that treatment, but he did, didn't he? Because he got the TV series, and they completely annihilated his character by making him super arrogant and stuff. And the movies proved that you do not need to do that, because people have made the excuse, because I've had this conversation with other fans before, like, people have made the excuse that, oh, you know, Arthur's like a 10-year-old kid. Of course he's gonna have, like, a bit of an ego every now and then, and, like, he's gonna be a bit arrogant every now and then. It's like, no, because it has literally been shown in the movies that arrogance and ego is never a part of his character. I don't think there's one single, like, scene, 1 second of screen time he has that makes him seem arrogant. Cheeky, maybe, but not arrogant. The TV series can make him really arrogant sometimes. And that's just from the few episodes I've seen in a different language. It just goes to show. I just need to not look at Discord. I keep getting notifications. It's like, oh, this could be something serious, and then oh god, my voice. What happens when I talk too much? So yeah. Yeah, small changes. Changes that make sense, but not changes so radical that they completely ruin the character. And that's actually a funny thing. Like, Ben 10 is actually full of that. I've said this before. Ben 10 is genuinely one of the messiest shows, like, continuity-wise, ever. Like, there are fucking retcons and inconsistencies, like, flying out your fucking ears when you watch Ben 10. And most things don't have that. Well, most things I cover don't have that. Max Steel, I'd say Max Steel definitely doesn't. Apart from the whole season 4 and 5 thing, but that's different, because that was purely because they were running out of budget. So that was a background thing. Not that a lot of the stuff in Ben 10 wasn't background, but there's just so much of it. Like let me think of some famous Ben 10 retcons. Like, Gwen's magic. Turns out it wasn't magic, and that Gwen's actually half alien. But then it turns out that she actually did use magic, and was just utilizing magic using her alien powers. Then there's, like, the scan feature, where it's, like, it's adding on, in Classic, it was adding on DNA, but then in Alien Force, they were like, no, it's not a scan feature, it's not getting new DNA, it's, like, it's just unlocking the DNA. That is not how it works. That is literally not true. Eon as well, one of my favourite villains from Ben 10, from the live-action film. Originally, he had a really, really cool story. He was an alien trying to bring his people from another universe and save them as he slowly deteriorated and died. But then in Ultimate Alien, they just made him another alternate Ben. And then in Omniverse, he's even less than that. He doesn't even have a... He literally does not even have a story. So yeah, Ben 10 is just really messy. I mean, Arthur isn't perfect. There are some inconsistencies and plot holes and stuff. But nowhere near... It's not enough to stop you enjoying it. With Ben 10, it genuinely is sometimes. Like, the one thing I can think of, the biggest, I guess, plot hole, yeah, I guess you call it a plot hole, is the fact that Arthur turns 10 in Arthur 1, yet in Arthur 2, he's somehow 12, which doesn't work, because regardless, the whole 10th moon thing is very inconsistent, we know this. Like, in the books, it was like every 7 months, I think. In the uncut version of the first movie, it was once per year. In the cut version of the movie, it was every 10 months. And the 10 months thing is the cycle that I subscribe to. But regardless of what system you use, Arthur being 12 in Revenge of Malthazar does not make any sense. Because that would imply that Arthur has visited the Minimoys at least once in between Arthur 1 and Arthur 2. And everything that we know and everything that we see says otherwise. Like, Max says, like, there have been big changes since you left. And talking about Krob and everything, although I guess that's not really proof. But, it's mainly Malthazar that, enforces it, because he specifically says that, like, after his bitter defeat at the hands of Arthur, he wandered the lower levels and, observed Arthur's family for 10 months, basically. And he said the idea of vegetating in the cabinet for another 10 moons was unbearable. So that means he's only been there 10 moons, so it's... There hasn't been another visit. So him being 12 doesn't work at all, because whichever system you use, if he's 12, then he should have visited the Minimoys beforehand. in between 1 and 2. And I'm pretty sure the book actually refers to him as being 11. So the book actually doesn't have this error. So I don't know how they came up with this. But yeah. Anyway, I think that is gonna be it for tonight's stream. We did a lot of cobblestone mining. And fixed up the desert a little bit. Oh my god, and we spent so long doing it that all of our wheat has grown. That's insane. Well, yeah, but that's not really a valid point, Marathon, because you could, like, it took 3 years to make, well, no, because that's different, because you could easily, you don't have to say, like, oh, it's been X amount of years because it took X amount of years to make the movie. Like, I'm trying to think of a good example here, but, like, you could easily have just said it was 10 months later. Like, they don't have to go, oh, the gap in between the movies being released is the same as the gap in between the movies, like, canonically. That's not a thing, so that's not a valid point. Like, they could easily have just said that Arthur was just 1 year younger. So no, that's not really a valid point. But anyway, that's gonna be it for today's stream. A lot of nerdy talk as per usual. We do love that. Yeah, so join me tomorrow. We're gonna be playing Black Ops 3 Zombies, and we're gonna be playing we've done all of the vanilla base game maps, so now, oh, my voice hurts, I've talked far too much today. Now we are going to be playing custom maps, which is going to be really fun, and we are starting it off with a map called the Iron Dragon, which is like the Eisendrache 2.0 basically. So we'll see if I like the Iron Dragon more than I like the Eisendrache. But join me next Wednesday as well, obviously, for more of the trail, and next Friday for more of this. So thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and I will see you on another video or stream very, very soon. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for stopping by.